So it's 2025, time for some new money goals. I'm going to share all of my money goals with you this year, starting with the ones that I think will be easiest to achieve, working towards the ones that will be most challenging for me. The other thing you'll notice about the goals is that all of these goals are based on things that I and my husband have control of. So none of these goals depend on luck. They all just depend on what we have total control of. Let's get started with the easiest one. So the first one, and this is one I think everyone should have, is to pay off consumer debt. Now, my consumer debt consists of a car loan, and it started out in May of 2022 at $23,000. And so we've just been putting extra towards the principal to try to get that paid off. I really had hoped it would be paid off by now, but definitely by the end of the year, we'll be able to pay off the remaining balance of about $4,500. And I know this will be easy because we put an extra $6,799 towards the principal, above the minimum payment last year. So I know we'll be able to do the $4,500 this year. So that should be an easy win. Now the next goal I didn't actually meet last year. I talked about that in my other video, and that was just because I got distracted. But I'm not going to get distracted this year. I am going to put $525 towards my simple IRA, and that's the IRA connected to my childcare business. So that should be pretty easy to accomplish as well. And that would be $6,300 a year. Okay, last year, my other investing, and this doesn't include my husband's retirement accounts, but last year my other investing went into my Roth IRA and into purchasing stock, individual stocks through Public, and some REITs as well. My goal is to bump that up by 10% from last year. And so that'll be $10,241. We hope to save into those accounts, the Public account and the Roth IRA. And I'm not committing to how I'm going to split that up. We'll see what the new year holds. So paying off the car loan and retirement investing, those will be pretty easy. And now we're getting into moderately challenging areas. Always live by my money rule, and I have a whole video about that. I'll link. But it was challenging to do that last year. I did it, but especially early in 2024, I felt tempted to not live by my money rules. And mainly that's what to do with extra money we didn't expect or extra income. So I do think it'll still be challenging to always stick to it this year. So that's why this is a moderately challenging rule for us. Okay, even more challenging that is to do 2 no-spend months. I plan to do a January and a November no-spend month. In January, I quit pretty easily. November, I didn't quit, but I did break rules, although you can watch my video about that. They were like conscious, like, okay, I'm just going to break the rules and tomorrow's a new day, kind of breaking of the rules. But I hope to not break the rules in February of this year, and then again in November, or at least do better. So that one will be moderately challenging. And it might be challenging to not put money into all my different emergency funds. Now, I won't be putting any money, or don't plan to be putting any money into my loss of income emergency fund. And the reason is because we're basically trying to live on my husband's income anyway. And so if I lost my job, we wouldn't really have to replace it right away. I mean, we could live well-ish without that income. But we do need a car fund. And so the car fund is for any maintenance that we need to do, any repairs that come up, not like, oil changes that we pull out of our monthly budget, but any parts that need to be replaced. And since we have an electric car, which basically you never have to replace any parts and they'll die, so I think that's how it's going to work. We have just the one car. It's a Toyota Highlander, 120,000 miles on it, and we keep it in good repair. The goal is to just add $200 a month for repairs, and hopefully we won't really need a lot, and that'll just keep growing at a good rate, and then we'll be able to use that to buy a used car when we have to replace that Toyota Highlander. Then for our house fund, $375 a month, that is for emergencies. I mean, let me know in the comments the kind of house emergencies you've had, but we've owned the house for 27 years, and the only emergencies we've ever had have been plumbing, and praise God, when my house was built in 78, I guess, you know, they used good pipes, because I hear friends with newer house, you know, having all kinds of things go wrong with their pipes, and maybe someday we will have to replace that, but I think that's basically the only kind of emergency we would have that wouldn't be covered by insurance. But we've replaced the roof just last year. We painted the siding to keep it in good shape, and the siding was replaced about 15 years ago. So really that fund will mainly be used to just keep it in good repair, so that when we do go to sell, we won't have to, you know, scramble. I hate this, like you're selling a house and then you scramble to make it nice for the next person. So like we'll need new floors. I mean, we basically need new floors in the bathroom already, so that fund will go to that. And then just update, you know, things a little bit. So emergencies, but then also just, you know, good maintenance and keeping it a nice house to live in. Okay, some people would call this like the fun money fund. Came a point where we started shifting from just like save money and do free stuff to like there are some things we would like to spend money on that we can't do for free and we have money in. And so I have a monthly amount of $400, and sometimes it goes into the fund and goes right back out, and sometimes it accumulates for a while. So those are more like yearly trips or things we might want to do, or more expensive tickets. So the plan is $400 a month into that account. And then we do have a special account in a brokerage firm, so that will earn a little bit more money than just the interest rate that our credit union offers. And that money is designated for a boat upgrade for my husband, so he'd sell the one he has, just a little John fishing boat, nothing fancy, and then he'd upgrade to one that has like a little more room and a cover, because he dreams of, you know, taking the granddaughter fishing, so he needs more space. And so he'd sell the old one and we'd need savings for the difference. But also we're planning kind of like our dream vacation to Asia, not sure where yet. Let me know in the comments any recommendations you have. But that'll, well, depending on how what we do at contributing to that, I hope to go in about 3 years or so. Okay, so I know that some people set a goal of increasing their net worth. And if you're not familiar, net worth is just your assets minus your liabilities. Some of that we have control of. We definitely have control of saving into our net worth, but we don't have control of how the stock market is going to do the next year. And I don't have control over house prices over the next year. It's not within my control. Like I said, I only set goals that are totally within my control. I don't have a goal for that, but I do have an aspiration. I think there's a difference. So that is an aspiration of increasing it by 10%. And that the parts I have control are paying off that car loan and investing. But what do you think? Do you think it makes sense to set a net worth goal? Do you do that every year, or do you have a long-term net worth goal? Let me know in the comments. Also, let us know in the comments what your 2025 money goals are. Do you have some of the same goals, some different ones you think I really overlooked? Please let us know in the comments.